G'day, welcome back. We're going to do this quick character selection that I've done in After Effects. It's very straightforward. I'm going to show you how to rig up a menu control so you can quickly select this, export it out of After Effects, and use it in your Premiere projects as a graphics template. All right, let's get going. So first up, we got to create the composition. So let's pick one, menu control. We'll make it 30 seconds, 90x20 by 1080, 25 seconds. Click OK. I've got a background here that I've already created, so this is the background that I've created. And I've also got a whole bunch of these idle animations as well. So what I'm going to do is going to drag everybody here from that to that. So we're going to put Mario first, Luigi second, Peach third, and Toad fourth. So just looking at each of these individually, this is what the animations are. They're just, idling on the background as you would imagine. All right, so let's turn that all off. We're actually just going to focus on Mario just for a second. We're going to create a new null object. So we're going to layer and then new and then null object. What we're going to do is we're going to add a menu control. So we go up here and type menu, drop down menu control, and then we just drag that on here like this. So first off, let's go to this null and we'll twirl down and we'll get to that drop down menu. And we're actually going to assign some values to the items inside the drop down menu. So let's press edit. And by default, the items are just unnamed. So we're actually going to assign numbers to each of the things. So number one will be Mario. The second one will be Luigi, when I can spell Luigi. The third one will obviously be Peach. And the fourth one will be Toad. And then we'll press OK. So again, just to reiterate, number one is Mario, two is Luigi, three is Peach, Toad is 4. Now what we want to do now is we want to assign numbers to each of these layers. So we want Mario to be number 1, Luigi to be number 2, Peach to be number 3, and Toad to be number 4. So the way to assign numbers is we need to set some expressions. Now we'll press T to bring up the opacity, and we'll press Alt or Option on the stopwatch, and we'll make a variable for the menu. And we'll pick that to this menu right here. So this is just assigning a value of the menu to the letter M. Now we'll put a semicolon and we'll press enter. Now for those who just want to jump to the good part and just copy this expression and paste it into the opacity parameter, this is all you have to do. I will have this in the description and as a pinned comment on the video as well. But I would strongly suggest that if you're not familiar with expressions, please follow along and find out what is going on, because this code will not make any sense if you're not very familiar with expressions. Now we need to assign this layer a number. So in this case, we need to assign it the number 1 because Mario is number 1 in our menu stack. So we could go I equals 1. But we would have to go through and change that for every single item. And I'm not into kind of doing too much coding. I want the computer to do the coding for me. So if we type the word index, what that actually does is that it'll actually return the number that the layer is in the stack. In this case, it'll be number 2, which is actually incorrect. So what we're going to do to correct this is we're going to move this all above the null right now. And so I will actually return the index and make Mario number 1. And likewise, number 2, number 3, number 4. Next, we're going to create an if statement. So if the menu item is equal to the index item, which is number 1, then we're going to return 100%. Else, we're going to return 0%, meaning it's not visible. And then we'll press enter. And there you go. Mario is visible only when the item Mario is selected. Otherwise, he disappears, which is what we want. Now we want to just copy this expression and paste it on everything else. So we're just going to right click on the opacity, go copy expression only, and then we're going to select the rest of them by pressing Shift, and then we're going to go paste. And that'll paste the exact same code across everything. And why that's interesting is that because we've used the number index, we've actually made this index, we've actually assigned the number 2 to this one because this is layer 2, number 3 to this one because it is layer 3, and number 4 to this one because it is number 4. And so when we do pull down to go to Luigi, Peach, and Toad, it all is magically assigned. And what's even better than this is if you want to add someone else in there, you could just do this. Let's actually duplicate Toad and bring him down there. And I press Control D or Command D, and let's hold down Option or Alt and let's drag it on here and replace Bowser with an idle. Now right now nothing comes up because we don't actually have a menu item assigned to him. So Let's create another one and we'll call this one Bowser and go OK. And then when we go and select Bowser, he's magically there. How good is that? Now, the other cool thing about drop-down menus is that you can export them as essential graphics. So we're going to create our own. We're going to go down to Window and Essential Graphics. And we're going to bring up the Essential Graphics panel right here. And what we're going to look for is the composition we've been working in, which is Menu Control. Now, we're going to name this one Character Select. Well, let's call it Mario Character Select. And then we're going to drag the property of the drop-down menu and bring it into here like this. So, and we'll just rename this Character Select. And what's cool is that this will be a property that you can actually use inside Premiere itself. And as you can see, we can just select all the people that we want right here. Now, once you've set that drop-down menu up there, you can go to Export Motion Graphics Template, and we go Save First, and of course it will. And it'll ask you where you want to save it. I'm going to save it to my local drive, so I'm going to browse to a folder that I think will be great to save it to. In this case, we'll just save it directly in where the project is, but you can save it wherever you like. So we'll just go Save right here, and then we'll just click OK. You can check these warnings if you want, but that's completely up to you, and we'll go OK. All right, let's jump over to Premiere and have a look. All right, we're in Premiere, and so we're going to drag our MoGA that we just created into our Essential Graphics bin. So let's do that right now with the Essential Graphics panel open. I mean, when it does go in there, which it will, just give it a second, and we'll look up Mario Character Select. We'll just type it in Mario, and there we go. We've got our Mario thing here. Just drag it down here. Just give it a second. All right, so what's great about this is that we've got this in here and it is actually playing quite well, which I'm actually quite surprised. But if you go here, you can actually see what we've got in here. We've got the 3 or 5 people that we've got here. So what's great is that we can just go in here, and if we want to select our own, we can go to Luigi. You know, it's like a little interactive video that you can kind of do stuff with, which I think is kind of cool. Now, the annoying thing about this is that it's not keyframeable like it is in After Effects, which is something that I think needs to come in the later versions. But you can imagine if you wanted to set up presets and templates for yourself, this is a great way to do it. And I suggest you guys diving into the great wide world of drop-down menus to understand how this all works. And the fun doesn't have to stop there. Check out this tutorial on how we create animation without using any keyframes. Check it out.